Well, it's a clown show about Alzheimer's. Yep, and it's coming to the Undercurrents Festival in February. Let's get all the details on Cardinal right now. We are joined by the creator and a performer with the Cardinal. Madeleine Hall is joining us. Hello, Madeleine.
Hi.
Wonderful to have you here with the Julien Dussault as well, who is the sound designer and composer with Cardinal. Hello.
Hi.
Good to have you here. So, Madeleine, I have to ask right away, I mean, it's a clown show about Alzheimer's. This has got to be a rarity. You don't hear about that every day.
I think it's probably the only one.
Yeah, probably.
No one's approached us saying that we took their idea. So.
Okay. So why did you choose this medium to talk about Alzheimer's, make it a play, and have it about clowns?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that just, this is something that we wanted to investigate, and then this is the medium in which we work, and so that's kind of how it happened. I think as artists, we often feel called to explore and investigate topics that might frighten us or, intrigue us in some other way. So.
Okay. But you created this back a few years back now, at this point. And there's a story because your co-creator has a personal story. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we started working on the piece in 2015 when we first formed our collective. It's the first piece we made together, and we won a slot in the 2016 Ottawa Fringe, so that was in June of 2016, and that was when we started working on the piece. And yeah, so my co-creator Mitchell, who's also the director of the piece, he lost his grandmother to Alzheimer's a few years before we started working, and I think ever since that happened, he just felt like he wanted to kind of dive in and investigate a little bit more about the disease, and in doing so kind of reclaim it and also look at it through a different lens than he'd looked at it before.
Okay. Now, Julien, so you have recently joined the show?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your timeline?
Yeah, so about a year ago is when I joined, and before then I had a chance to see the previous version of Cardinal that didn't have live music. And I just totally loved it. I loved how the actors worked together on stage and how the story unfolded. So my goal when I joined was basically to just accent all the comedic and the dramatic aspect of the show, but without overshadowing anyone. So that's what I tried to do, and I think it's been really nice.
Successful? The boss is okay with it?
I think so.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. February 15th, or 5th rather, is the first showing, correct?
So that's when the festival opens.
That's when the festival opens.
Yeah,
so what is the first showing of Cardinal?
So we open on February 12th.
The 12th.
Which is a Wednesday, yeah.
3 showings in total?
Yeah. So
Okay.
they're all kind of over that weekend.
Okay. Julien, was it difficult to put a score together with this?
Well, because I wasn't there from the ground up, working with the creators, like from the very start, they already had a lot of direction, so I just followed along what they wanted. I just tried to make more exciting what was already happening there.
We had a pretty good sense of the kinds of instruments we wanted. Julien has a lot of experience working with both electronic sampling and electronic sounds, and then also more kind of orchestral, classical sounds. So
acoustic even.
Yeah, we wanted that mix to kind of represent, as the character sort of succumbs to the disease, we wanted that kind of juxtaposition between the kind of eerie electronic sounds and then the more organic, warm, yeah.
Okay. So we've spoken about how it's come to be and why it exists. I mean, what is it about then? Because I've read it's about a couple of clowns involved in a tug of war, but not the tug of war we're used to. Correct? Or what
Probably
is it all
not,
about?
no. Yeah. So essentially, I think Mitchell's initial idea with this piece was to kind of break the actual mechanism of Alzheimer's disease into its simplest form. So separate it into 2 characters, memory and disease, and just kind of ask the question, what would it look like if these 2 characters met in the space that sort of is suggestive of that we're inside a person's mind? And what does that relationship between them actually look like? Are there moments where it's joyful and there's a bit of discovery on memory's part, like who is this this visitor to my space? So they do enjoy a kind of a brief friendship, but I think we the audience kind of know where it's going, and I think that's often the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why Undercurrents Festival? Why are you showing there?
Well, it's always kind of been on our radar. Like while we have been making pieces, it's a really, really important festival in Ottawa that supports a lot of local makers of theater, specifically working in more experimental forms that might not have a place at more kind of mainstream theaters and festivals. and then also attracts a lot of really diverse talent from across the country. So it's a really great place to like meet peers and show your work.
Arts Court Theatre. You're actually going to be on the stage, though. You're not one of the like actors, but you're performing on stage.
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be me as well as two other musicians, Angela Schleihauf and Scotty Irving. So there's going to be oboe, English horn, accordion, keyboards. I play acoustic guitar and sampling, so it's going to be really fun. Yeah.
I know there's special pricing and so much more we can get to here, but undercurrentsfestival.ca for more information on Cardinal. 3 showings in total. Madeleine and Julien, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Details on a Family Literacy Day event, which is coming real soon, are next on Daytime.